Greetings and salutations in service to the one I am, Amber Dawn Star, practical mystic, energetic activist, and for almost 35 years, master breathologist. Welcome back to my community. Well, happy Easter! Yay! And it's a 9-day. Yay! So we give them a twofer today. Yay! As some of you may know that, my wonderful subscribers that I have, all 18 of you, or 19 now, it might be even, that I always say that the days that are numbered, we are numbered right now in our days. And this video is about, Spirit is asking the question, are you still in your crucifixion? Or are you in your resurrection? And to me, the crucifixion equals the ego. When Christ went through all that ordeal, he was doing it for all of us, of course, and he was doing it to release the ego of the time and all the times to come. That's what he did, because the ego is false. The ego is always telling you the blah blah blah, usually negative. Now, not always. I mean, obviously the ego is yourself and how you roam in the world and what other people see, but the negative ego, which is what I believe he was doing, is creating, letting go of that, letting go of all the negativity. Now you figure 2,000 years ago, there was still a lot of that going on, and now look what's going on. Think there's any ego going on right now with persons in Russia? Talk about negative masculine ego. There we go. So, in my understanding, he came to crucify the ego, to remind people that they are so much more than their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions, their woulda, shoulda, couldas, their small ideas about themselves, the energy that keeps them in a very small, tiny little box. And that was going on 2,000 years ago. I think that's been going on since humanity got here, actually. That's just my opinion. But he certainly came to show that what we are and how we're going to evolve is through our love and our light. And that's the resurrection. The resurrection is about remembering that you are that you are love and light, and that's where you come from, that's what you are, and that's what you will be going back to when you leave the physical form. Because we are eternal, this is just, one more lifetime of learning our lessons and raising our frequency. And if this isn't the time to raise your frequency, I don't know what is. The 369 days are Nikola Tesla, and I've been telling you about that. Energy, frequency, and vibration is how we're going to move forward and upward and outward from the third dimensional, very narrow, fear-based idea, which of course that's also the crucifixion, is the crucifixion of that negative ego. And so where are you in your timeline as far as letting that go and also integrating it? Because there's things that, you can let go, and there's things that are still weighing on you and that need to be healed and that you can integrate. You don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. But you do have to realize that which are you feeding? Are you feeding the crucifixion, which is the negative ego? Or are you feeding the resurrection, which is the love and the light and the truth of who and what you are and where you come from and where you're going? And everyone that's ready for this is going to hear this and go, yes, that's right. That makes complete sense. This was 2,000 years ago. Here we are today. And that negative ego is rampant. Obviously, that negative ego is rampant. I mean, just look around you. And also, the resurrection is right here too. What I've been doing, this is a new practice for myself, and maybe you could utilize it too. Every time I think a thought that I feel is negative about myself, about anyone else, about the world, I say my mantra. I say an I am statement. My mantra was given to me by Amaji about 30 years ago. And that is, I say that every time, every day when I meditate. The I ams are about, I'm just watching this beautiful hawk fly right by my window. Thank you for that message from the universe. So what are you going to focus on? That's what the hawk's about. What are you going to focus on? Are you going to focus on the crucifixion in your life? Or are you going to focus on the resurrection? And the resurrection is a reminder of the truth. That's what the resurrection is about. It's a reminder of the truth of who and what you are. And that where we're going in the ascension process is to 5D Earth. And that beautiful planet that I've been fortunate enough to see in my seeing is pristine. It's everything that you would want to see. It's what our Earth used to look like, except for the last 100 years. It's only been 100 years that we've taken our planet, our beautiful home, the only one we have so far that we know of in our universe, and destroyed it. Not completely, but we're certainly on our way, aren't we? I mean, we're certainly on our way. And that's the crucifixion. That's the fear-based analogy. That's the fear working in this world. That's the negative ego working in this world. All those, no, you can't, you shouldn't, no free speech, no free thinking, no freedom. That's becoming narrower and narrower and narrower. And of course, that energy of that freedom that is being taken away from us systematically by our governments, all of it, that is what's being on the cross right now. That's what's on the cross of matter right now. We are souls having a human experience. We are not humans with a soul. Just the opposite. That everything you've been taught. I'm sure if you have anything to do with organized religion, like I did growing up till I was 18 years old, every Sunday, they don't really want you to remain free. There is a spiritual part in every organized religion on this planet. When Christ came and Buddha came and Krishna came and Muhammad came, all of those in all parts of the world were representations of the love and the light and the truth that we are. And now, here we are on the brink of God only knows what, since we have crazy people with their hands on the, nuclear button. Although my understanding is that our galactic brothers and sisters will not allow us to destroy the planet with nuclear weapons. They will step in if what's his name over there decides that he's gonna, be that unconscious. And that is a perfect example of ego. Here we are, 21st century, and 22 years in, and this guy thinks that he's still, 200 years ago. And of course he isn't. And of course that's why it's not going to work. Even though he thinks it is, it isn't. Either, some of the forces that are at work right now on the planet are going to stop him, or the forces off planet are going to stop him. Some way that's going to happen. This planet is far too valuable to be destroyed. It is part and parcel of our galaxy, our universe, but we're not just this little blue dot in the sea of, stars. There are galactic brothers and sisters that have been coming to this planet for quite a while and watching the experiment and seeing, well, how are they doing today? How's it going down there? And unfortunately, right now we are in the thick of it. Well, almost, if you can imagine that. We're almost in the thick of it. There's more to come. There's way more to come. This is the beginning. As I've said in my other videos, by the time we reach 2030, nothing that we have known is going to look familiar, because that's how much it's going to change in the next 8 years. And look how much has changed in the last 2. So that's happening, and everything that is happening, the whole Russia thing, the whole money thing, oh my God, the greed, OMG, the greed. The greed is what's killing us, all of us, and that is going to come to a halt also. And the food, and if you're keeping up with what's going on over there, I think they said like 45% of the grain of the world comes from Ukraine. So there might be some food shortages going on. I'm not out here to scare you. I'm just out here to give you some information. You can do what you want with it. Spirit is speaking through me right now, and Spirit wants you to know that you need to be, like I've said many times, heart, consciousness, alignment with Source. That is our safety right now. And unfortunately, all the sacrificial lambs that are having to die again over there to show us how ridiculously stupid we can be. And every single day, have you noticed, there's some sort of mass shooting now? Almost every day. And still, the people that make these guns and sell these guns, still doing it. Because they gotta have that greed. They gotta have all that shite. And unfortunately, though, they're still not happy. They're still not happy with all that money and all those things. Because it's hollow. Because usually most of the people that have that kind of money are standing on the backs of the people that got them there. Well, look at, what's his name? The penis rocket guy. And I'm just going to throw this out here because I've already said this to a few people. But that symbol that he has on every single thing that's Amazon. You might want to take another look at that. If he can build a penis rocket because he's so obsessed with it, what do you think that symbol might be standing for other than, a smile? I would not put it past it. Hiding in plain sight. You will never look at the Amazon trucks in the same way again. Because you can't unsee it. It's right there. That's how much he is ego driven. He is an egomaniac. And he doesn't care, obviously, about his workers. I think they got one union organized, and now Russell Brand, awesome. Listen to him. Truth. I've been watching him and enjoy him because he is one of the truth tellers on the planet right now. And he certainly paid his dues to get here. So it's important that now where you're going to put your focus, because energy flows where attention goes. So if you're putting your focus on the crucifixion in your life, you're putting your focus on the ego in your life, all the woulda, shoulda, couldas, all the I want, and I want it now, and don't disagree with me, and don't argue with me, and just go along with everything I'm doing and saying, and then we won't have any problem. And basically, that's what they're trying to do there. And I mean, our liberties and our freedoms are slowly but surely being picked off. Pick off. And pretty soon, where will they be? Where will our freedoms be? This is the biggest reset in our history. This is the biggest moment of humanity. And this is where you can pivot into the truth of who and what you are and where you're going and why you're here. You're here to spread the love. You're here to remember the truth of who and what you are. That's why you're here. All the rest of it, yeah, that's, something to do while you're here. But being the representation of the love and the light right now, that's your job. Regardless of anything else you're getting paid for, that's your job right now. Anybody that watches these videos and anybody that watches the videos of the people that are speaking the truth, like Russell Brand and the late night gang, Stephen and Jimmy and Seth and Trevor, those people are telling the truth. So where are you putting your focus? Are you putting it on the past, which is gone, and there's nothing you can do about that? So forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You did the best you could. And maybe, you might not think you did, but everybody is doing the best they can. Even, what's his name over there in Russia? That's his level. That's his frequency. That's his vibration. That's his energy. Low. It's low. Because the negative masculine ego, patriarchy, has, done this for 6,000 years. So of course they think they can still do it. But what they don't realize is that the shift is happening and they're not going to be able to get away with this anymore, even though they think they are. And, unfortunately, the sacrificial lambs of the people that have died on both sides are there to remind us that, we need to let all this bullshit go about the gun thing. Because when you live in your love and your light, you don't need guns. When you're conscious, you don't need a gun. So all those people that are out there with their guns are giving you the information right off the bat that they are not in their alignment. They are not in the resurrection of their life. They are still in the crucifixion. And we need to get out of that now. So, crucifixion, resurrection, ascension. Yeah, that's where we're headed. Some people are even going to, take the body with them this time. They don't have to die. We don't have to die this time. We just have to raise our frequency enough that we move into the dimensions that are all around us, but are vibrating at a different, higher or lower frequency. I'm intending to go higher. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm still here on the planet. I'm here to complete my karma, which obviously I had a lot of and probably still have more of. But at least I've been doing a fabulous job, of cleaning it up. And right now I feel like I'm at the end of a phase. This whole full moon that just happened a few days ago, huge energetically. Huge, because that wasn't the only thing going on. Huge. And that helped the shift happen. So if you've been feeling, something has happened to you, it has. It's happened to all of us. You might not be able to put a word to it, but you can feel it. And that's the truth. It has happened, and it will continue to happen. And you want it to happen, don't you? There is so much more to us than this. There's so much more to us than our thoughts. There is so much more to us than our emotions and our feelings. There's so much more to us than what has happened to us. There's so much more to us than we have a clue about. And that's, though, what's happening. That's where we're going. We're going to that place that we do remember who and what we are, where we come from, what our purpose is here. And for a lot of us right now, our purpose is to hold the love and the light and to be the lighthouse, the beacon in the storm. Because we are in a major storm on this planet right now. And each of us need to stand up and step up in our lives and say, you know what, I am done with the past. I have a saying now that I started this year, so you can use it if you'd like. That was then, this is now. That was then, so take everything you've learned from the past, and integrate what you need to, let go of the rest, and be in the moment. Because that's where your power is. That's where it's all about, right now. In this now moment. And one of the ways that you can get into this now moment is to breathe the conscious holy breath. Which allows you to come back to now. And it allows you to feel what it is that your ego might have been stuffing for years, lifetimes even. You have a big opportunity to do something different and to change and to be something different. And that's why we're still here. That's what's still going on for the people that have any kind of clue, like you and me. That's why we're here. You want to know your purpose? Your purpose is to hold the love and the light so others are going, wow, I don't know what's going on with that person over there, but I like it. People don't necessarily have to know, but they feel your frequency. They feel your vibration. And if you've been dicking around with people of lower frequency and lower vibration, you got to let that shite go now. You got to let it go now. Where now each one of us is to decide which side we're on. Are we on the love and the light side? Or are we on the fear and the darkness side? And there is a lot of both, actually. It's just where you put your attention. And intention. So if you're focusing on the fear and the dark and the death and everything that's going on, yeah, that brings you down. Turn off the news. That is a frequency that brings you down and keeps you in fear, which is where the powers that be want you. They want you to stay in your fear. Because when you're in your fear, you're easily controlled. Yeah. And that's what they want. However, you don't have to stay there anymore. There's no reason that you have to stay there. And there are more and more people waking up now than ever. And there are more and more people that are not going to put up with this shite too much longer. Nope. Even though the powers that be think that they're still getting away with this. It's all smoke and mirrors. This has been foretold for centuries by a lot of very indigenous people all over the world, by some of the major religions and the spiritual aspect of them. So now we're in this. There's no escaping it. The only way out is through. And the only way through is in here. So turn off your TV with blah, 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 and get off your computer and your phone and all the blah, blah, the distractions. They want you distracted. There's only a few people that are running the whole flip-flopping show. And they want you distracted because they want to enslave you. I don't know why. I mean, I don't quite get it. When you have the kind of trillions of dollars that some of these people have and they don't share it, that could change the whole playing field in a day. But no, mine, it's mine. Mine. Well, that idea is going down the tubes. Even though it still looks like they have sway. Don't buy into it. Don't believe it. Do your own research. See what the media is telling you. See if it resonates. See if in your heart you hear something and you're like, yeah, that is the truth. That makes sense. One of my wonderful operations in my body is that when I speak it or I hear it, I get covered in what I call angel bumps. Some people call them goosebumps. I call them angel bumps because that is something that my body does on its own. I can't force that. But I know whenever it happens that, yeah, I just heard the truth or I've just spoken it. So I'm still over here. I've got a lot going on in my life right now. I had a very sad experience a few weeks ago. My 15-year-old cat, Familiar, that I've lived with many lifetimes before, passed. And I can't talk about it without tearing up. He was my best friend in my life. 15 years of unconditional love every single day. Never gotten that from a human. So that, and then I had this other whole experience happen where I guess it was an upgrade, which, I found on the internet, which I had never seen anything about this before as far as what that might be about. And I went in and had him check me out at the emergency room. No, you're fine. And then I found this woman that's like, oh, if you're doing this, this, and this, then, those are part of the ascension symptoms. And she calls them phases. And I've had this before. And so it's a phase that raises your frequency and your vibration and your energy. Just a bit disconcerting at the time. And then you level out and you integrate the new frequency and the new energy and the new vibration. And then at some point again, you'll have another phase, another ascension phase. So if those kinds of things are happening to you in your physical body, just know that you're part of the ascension. And that's why you're here, one of the reasons. And to show and to be that for yourself and others. So, I'm really attempting to do these more, but I'm not going to say, yes, I'm going to do this, because the only time I've done it is the one time that for 30 days. I haven't been able to get back to that. And now I'm in the process of having to find a new home. Yay, but I know it's going to happen, and I know it's going to be awesome, and I know it's going to be great, because I just finished a long cycle of cleaning up my karma. And it is. And I'm done. So now I can go for the things that really make me happy and make me smile, which is, of course, the breath, which I'm honored to do, and my readings that I'm honored to do, and all of the things all my gifts that I'm honored to do. So, don't forget to breathe the conscious holy breath. Go visit my website if you feel like it. The conscious holy breath is about clearing your emotional body, which is where all the trauma you've ever experienced is held. And all your power that you've been holding in the past because the wounds have not become scars, that's what this work that I'm honored to do for almost 35 years allows you to come back into your power where you need it right now, not in the past, and utilize that power to help us all ascend. If you're ready, you can. I am. I'm ready. So, okay, well, this is getting a little long in the tooth. So, I just wanted to, I felt it today, Easter, obviously, big message today. So focus on your resurrection. Focus on your love and your light. That's what he was all about. He was all about the love and the light. Whatever religions have done with those teachings since then, that's not about what he was about. The New Testament is about the love and the light. So be that. And every time you're not that, say your mantra. And you'll be surprised at how many times a day your thoughts take you to those negative places. I was kind of surprised. I'm like, wow. Because I've been saying my mantra more than I usually do when I meditate. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I need to clean this shite up too. And I am. And I know you are too. So, thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe if any of this resonates for you, if any of the information sparks you. Stay in your heart, stay in your consciousness, stay in your alignment. That's where you'll be safe. Everything else, as many guns, you could have 1,000 guns. It's not going to keep you safe if you're still in the crucifixion and not in your resurrection. And when you're in your resurrection, you won't need a gun. All right, my friends. Thank you for joining me. Come back. I will do this as much as I can. How's that? All right. Om Namah Shivaya. In Lakach. Namaste. El Kalimo. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your Easter. And please stay in your resurrection. All right. Bye for now.